Aaron Williams, just 2 points. Beats ball. Goes the hole, gets the monster slam rejected by Griffin. What a defensive play.
A, I cannot believe Darren Williams tried to dunk it. B, this incredible block.
Oh, heck of a play by Griffin. That is as athletic as you would hope to have any ball player.
Jackson shot blocked by Andre, tapped outside by Blake. Blake still has it. Shovels ahead to Andre for a dynamite dunk. What a play!
Griffin with a midcourt underhand.
Check your seatbelts, here we go. Griffin at distance for three and the win. Bingo! Blake Griffin knocks down a three. The Clippers escape Rose City with a win.
Griffin gets out of a double, reverses an acrobatic move and foul. What a circus shot by Blake Griffin.
Oh, what a shot.
Shovels to Griffin.
He'll spin and score, and the crowd loves it. He has drawn a foul.
What an unbelievable pass between his legs, and he gets the assist on the spectacular goal.
From 10 feet. Want to work on Duncan.
What a sick rap, this nigga's from Sinatra with a motherfucking slick back. No racks in my back, and no wrinkles in my slacks. Counting fingers in my shacks, stacking fingers from the crack. Nigga, I was on the bus with had 12 stuck in my chest in the field with the coat. And you facial.
Duncan on him. Rasheed
Taylor's in the Z, my young gunners in the
foul here.
Ego with a love.
And
State property, you niggas stuck with it. So PD crack. Game was on the block in his beanie with a Mac black. I'm what you rap niggas straight up. A Compton nigga that can go ball for ball with Jada. Let me tell you who suck like banana now.
Yo, what's good, people? We back on this one because we got to make this clear. I know Rondo is a certified Hall of Famer. Everybody that ever watched an NBA game can tell you that. I'm saying their personal feelings will tell you yes or no, but we know who actually is who. Blake Griffin is not a Hall of Famer. Blake Griffin is barely an All-NBAer. He's barely an all-star player. You get what I'm saying? So I'm doing this because I saw Rasheed Wallace say, in the Bonds and Rasheed Wallace joint, they asked him, is Blake Griffin a Hall of Famer? And Rasheed Wallace said, hell no. Like, seriously, because in the time of Hall of Fames, right? I mean, not in the time of Hall of Fames, but in the time of the best power forwards that ever played the game all at once. You had Tim Duncan, you had KG, you had Rasheed Wallace, you had Chris Webber, you had Jermaine O'Neal, you had Ben Wallace. Now, even though he played center, he was really a power forward because he was 6'9". Who else was it? But there were a lot of forwards in the game. Either they were good, very good defensively, or they were very good offensively. But in that early 2000 era, the best power forwards of all time played in the league all at once. The 70s had a lot of good power forwards playing at one time too, but the 70s is diminished because of the league is and their unscrupulousness. But Blake Griffin is not a Hall of Famer at all, dog. At all. It's not even close. You get what I'm saying? Right now, I would rather have Wemby right now over Blake Griffin's whole career. There is not 1 year that I would take, not 1 year, one week, anything that I would take Blake Griffin over Wemby. I would take no, I ain't gonna say that, but you know who Blake Griffin is to me? Blake Griffin is like asking, is Kristaps Porzingis going to make the Hall of Fame? Is Kristaps going to make it? Because now, if Blake Griffin makes the Hall of Fame, you know what this means? This means the only thing that you got to do to make the Hall of Fame is get some highlights. Make some highlights. And you wonder why all these high school players are obsessed with making mixtapes and highlight mixtapes, because you have players in the NBA at the highest level. The only thing that they have to make the Hall of Fame is the mixtape. They're making mixtapes to make the Hall of Fame now. Holy shit. This is crazy. Because, listen, that slam dunk contest that Blake Griffin was in, that the most hyped up one, that was so trash. That shit was so trash. He jumped over the the hood of the car. That right there diminished Blake Griffin's whole career and legacy so much. I don't know if they realize it. Cause really, I thought, if he went over the joint, I done seen it before that happened. I done seen people do that shit outside on the N1 course and all type of stunts and tricks. They've done that before. So when he chose to do the slam dunk contest and bring out Kenny Smith and do this, this choreographed fake shit. Oh, it's over. There's nothing like Vince Carter at all. Everybody knew Vince Carter could dunk, but we didn't know what dunks he was gonna do. And then when you bring out props, you make the shit corny and whack. You get what I'm saying? So when he did that and jumped over the roof of the car, I was like, that's the reason why nobody's tripping about Zion not doing a slam dunk contest right now. Because I thought when I saw Zion in high school, I was like, I can't wait to see him in a slam dunk contest. But then you think about I see what he had to go through in the league. I'm like, they just gonna Blake Griffin it out. They already made him lose like 12 inches of his hops. You don't even have the same hops he had before. I'm like, what improvement did they bring to him? But if Sheed is not in the Hall of Fame, how can Blake Griffin be in the Hall of Fame? You know what I'm saying? I put all those highlights in there because this is the highlight reel that they're trying to come with. Or obviously, like Blake Griffin can play defense. Like Blake Griffin was a defensive stopper. Do not ever come to me with no highlight of you blocking Darren Williams' dunk, trying to make it seem like you play defense. Darren Williams, I'm talking in basketball terms. In basketball on the court, Darren Williams is a chump. Straight up chump. That's the only time I've ever had Chris Paul's back, is when he's going against Darren Williams. I don't know why they gas all these guards coming from Illinois. Like, because I remember that Illinois-Wake Forest matchup. Was that in the tournament? But they gassed these guards coming from Illinois like crazy. You remember D. Brand from Illinois? I thought he was going to be the next one. I thought he was next. Because they gassed these guards from Illinois, dog. You're not going. They're not Ben Wilson. But the thing about it is that when we see Rondo make the Hall of Fame, that's the championship on the Celtics and the Lakers. That means enough right there. But then his role on both of those teams, being the actual driver on those teams, being the one person in the NBA history that LeBron would give up. Being that class, the only people that LeBron would give up the ball to, Kyrie, D. Wade, and Rondo, right? That's Hall of Fame status. You don't get into the Hall of Fame by being Chris Paul's teammate, being a guaranteed second-round exit, of course, no rings. It's like not being, as Charles Barkley would say, he's never been a bus driver. You know what I'm saying? So Blake Griffin is far from a Hall of Fame. Look what Chris Webber had to go through to get into the Hall of Fame. I don't know what happened with Chris Webber, what they did to him. I don't know what the timeout or what, but they made Chris Webber go through a whole bunch of shit. But look how long it took Chris Webber to get into the NBA. I mean to the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Blake Griffin should make the Hall of Fame like 30 years after Jaren Jackson Jr. does. You get what I'm saying? Jaren Jackson Jr. is on a better pace to make the Hall of Fame than Blake Griffin was. His career is so capped and manipulated, We never believed in Blake Griffin. He's never been He's never been real to us like that. He's always been like a cartoon player. Remember when rap turned into ringtone raps? He's like a ringtone player. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to make this clear. Blake Griffin is far from a Hall of Famer. This BS resume, like, stop listening. Like, it really means something. No. What you want to put second round exit on there. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw this clown-ass conversation yesterday talking about, oh, is Zion a bust? Zion is almost a bust. Really? And Blake Griffin, so what did that make Blake Griffin? And actually playing, what did that make Anthony Bennett? What did that make Andre Bargnani? What did that make, what's his name? Michael Olubakandi. You know, so I don't like listening to a lot of this new NBA talk coming from a lot of these people that just don't know because they're trying to create a narrative without listening. Because I like looking at the whole thing. I need to see the whole thing. I don't want to see just one cheek. I got to see both. I got to see everything. You know what I'm saying? So these new people talking about the game, they're really just trying to look at one cheek and tell you the whole scope. It don't work like that. But Blake Griffin is not a Hall of Famer at all. Let's make that clear. Rasheed Wallace says, though, he should have been it. But Blake Griffin is not a Hall of Famer. I'm out. Salute.